In the previous lecture, we learned about Python input and output. Now let's understand one of the most important concepts in Python in programming: variables. Almost every Python program uses variable, so it is very important to understand them clearly. What is a variable? A variable is a container that is used to store data. In simple words, a variable is a name given to a value so that we can use it later in our program. For example, instead of writing the same value again and again, we store it inside a variable. Creating a variable. In Python, we simply write the variable name followed by the assignment operator equal to and then the value. Like x equal to 5, name equal to Alex, print x, print name. Here we are creating two variables. The first one is x and we are storing the value 5 in it. The second one is name and we are storing the text Alex in it. The equal to sign here The equal to sign here is called the assignment operator. It does not mean equal to. It means store the value into this variable. Then we use printx to display the value stored in x and print name to display the value stored in name. Output is 5 on the first line and Alex on the second line. Important note: unlike Java, C++, or many other programming languages, Python does not require us to declare the data type. Python automatically identifies the type of the value assigned to the variable. The feature is called dynamic typing. Rules for naming variables. Whenever we create variables, we should follow these rules. Variable names can contain letter, number, underscore. So student name equal to Keshav. Marks equal marks 1 equal to 95. Look at the two variables. Student name uses an underscore to separate two words. This is perfectly valid. Marks 1 uses a number at the end, also perfectly valid. Both letters, numbers, and an underscore are allowed in variable's name. A variable name cannot start with a number. Let's do example. One name equal to Alex, name 1 equal to Alex. Now look at this. The first one start with number 1. This will immediately give you an error. Python does not allow variable names to begin with a digit. The second one, name 1, start with a letter and has the number at the end. This is the perfectly fine, simple rule. Always start your variable name with a letter or an underscore, never with a number. Rule 3. Variable name are case sensitive. Age equal to 20, age equal to 30, print age, print age. Let's do example. Age equal to 20, age equal to age equal to 30, print age, print age. Here we have two variables, age with a lowercase a and age with an uppercase a. In Python, these are two completely different variables. Print age display 20 and print age displays 30. So always be careful with capital and small letters in variable names. Even a single letter difference make it a different variable. Rule 4. Python keywords cannot be used as variable's name. And spaces and hyphens are not allowed. Let's do an example. Class equal to 10 if equal to 20, user name equal to Alex. Class and if are keywords. In Python, they are reserved words that Python uses for its own purpose. You cannot use them as variable names. Username use a hyphen. Python read the hyphen as a subtraction sign, so this will cause an error. The correct way is to use an underscore instead. We can use underscore. So assigning value to variable, basic assignment. X equal to 5, y equal to 3.14, z equal to hello, print x, print y, print z. We are creating three variables. X store a whole number, y store a decimal number, and z store text. Notice we did not write intx or string z. We just directly wrote the value. Python automatically figured out the type on its own. This is what we call dynamic typing. 5 3.14 hello as output. Dynamic typing. The same variable can store different types of data. Let's do the example. Print x x equal to now I am a string print x. First we stored the number 10 in x, then later in the same program we stored a different type of value, a string, into the variable x. In languages like Java or C++, this would cause an error, but in Python this is perfectly fine. Python does not lock a variable to one data type. It simply updates the variable to hold whatever new value you assign. Output. First line is 10, second line is now I am a string. Assigning the same value. We can assign one value to multiple variables. Let's do example. A equal to B equal to C equal to 100. Print A, print B, print C. Here we are assigning value 100 to three variables A, B and C, all in a single line. Python read this from right to left. Right to left, 100 is assigned to C, then to B, then to A. All three print statements display 100. This is useful when you want multiple variables to start with the same initial value. Assigning multiple values. Python also allows assigning multiple value in a single line. Let's do example. X comma y comma z equal to 1 comma 2.5 comma Python print x print y print z. Here we are assigning three different values to three different variables, all in one single line. Python matches them in order. X gets 1, y gets 2.5 and z gets Python. Just make sure the number of variables on the left matches the number of the value on the right. Otherwise Python will give you an error. Variable reassignment. Variable can change their value at any time. Let's do an example. X equal to 10, print x equal to 20, print x. First we assign 10 to x and print it. Output is 10. Then we assign 20 to the same variable and print again. Output is 20. The old value 10 is gone. The variable now holds 20. Variables are not permanent. You can update them anytime in your program. Understanding variable reference. Let's do an example. This is an important concept, so pay attention. X equal to 1, y equal to x. Print x, print y. 1 and 1. Here y equal to x means copy the value of x and store it in y. Both now hold the value 1. Now we do this. Y equal to y plus 1. Print x, print y. We increase y by 1, so y becomes 2. But x is still 1. It did not change. This is because after y equal to x, both variables are independent. Changing one does not affect the other. They just happened. We increase y by 1, so y becomes 2, but x is still 1. It did not change. This is because after y equal to x, both variables are independent. Changing one does not affect the other. They just happen to start with the same value. Deleting a variable. Python provides the del keywords to remove a variable. Let's do an example. X equal to 10, del x, print x. This will give an error. The del keyword removes the variable completely from memory. After del x, the variable x no longer exists. So if we try to print it, Python throws a name error telling us that x is not defined. You del when you no longer need a variable and want to free up memory. Practical example, swapping two variables. Let's do an example. A equal to 5, b equal to 10, a comma b equal to b, b comma a. Print a, print b. Normally in other languages, to swap two variables you need a third temporary variables, but Python make this very simple. A comma b equal to b comma a. Python reads the right side first. It takes the current value b and a, then assign them back in swapped order. So a now gets the value of b, which is 10, and b gets the old value of a, which is 5. Output: a is 10, b is 5. Values are swapped in just one line. Practical example 2. Counting characters in a string. Let's do an example. Word equal to Python length equal to len word print length of the word length of the word comma length. Here we store the text Python in a variable called word. Then we use the built-in alien function. This function counts the total number of characters in a string and returns that number. Python has six Python has six characters. Python has six characters Python. So alien word returns 6, which is stored in the variable length. Then print displays length of the word 6. The alien function works on any string. You can use it to find the length of name, sentences, or any text. Summary. Today Today we learned what are variables, creating variables, rules for naming variables, basic assignment, dynamic typing, assigning same value, assigning multiple values, variable reassignment, deleting variables, swapping variables, finding length of a string. Variables are one of the most important concepts in Python programming. Make sure you practice all these examples before moving on to the next topic.